How do you feel when I say cookies,
Oh,
cake,
uh,
brownies? Oh, these are some of our most favorite desserts, and they all include a same ingredient, Sean. You know what that is?
love?
A little bit of love, but sugar.
Of
Oh
course.
my gosh. If only we had a sugar fairy today to give us some new ideas as fall approaches and we all think about making maybe the kids some treats as they go back to school.
Can you hear that? That's the sugar fairy, the CNH sugar fairy. Megan Browning joining us now from her kitchen, here to make some sweet stuff and have the kids help out as well. It's great having you. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited to get to showcase a very delicious, simple, sweet treat that is perfect for the kids and perfect for that sweet tooth we all have.
Oh, yes, there's no question. It
So,
lays within all of us. All right, so let's talk about this. What are you bringing to the table, in particular that dark brown sugar?
Mm.
yes. So, what we're going to be making today is a brown sugar almond sponge cake made with CNH dark brown sugar. And with this, that is the secret ingredient for sure because it has a kiss of molasses in it that will have a moistness and a full flavor profile that will make any dessert out of this world.
Okay,
Everything you
well, my
say
mouth
sounds delicious. I got to be
I
honest.
know. I'm just like, oh. This is very coincidental to be speaking with you today because last night I had out, well, I used my sugar and I used up all my brown sugar because I made chocolate chip cookies.
Wow.
They are one of my big favorites. But let's talk about brown sugar. I mean, it's a staple. Everyone knows CNH. How long has the company been around? What's a little history?
Oh, that's a great question. So CNH has been around since 1906, if you can believe it.
Wow.
So it's been around the block a time or two. So if you are wanting a sugar that is tried and true and a staple in the kitchen, this is going to be the sugar company for you.
I love it. It's fantastic. Well, all right, let's get to work. Well, I need to,
Mhm.
I can't have what you're about to make, but I can at least look at it. What do you got?
Mm.
Okay, so let's get baking. The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. While that is preheating, you're going to go ahead and prep two round 8-inch cake pans. So, really, you're going to be getting two cakes for the price of one recipe, which is
Nice.
extra sweet.
Mm.
The first thing you're going to want to do is work on the first part of your batter, which includes the key ingredient of CNH dark brown sugar, which we have here. So you'll combine the sugar with 2 sticks of softened room temperature butter, and you can use your stand mixer or hand mixer to really combine this together.
Mhm.
And what's going to happen is once that starts mixing together, you're going to look for a light, pale brown, fluffy texture that's going to start combining in your bowl. Once that forms, you're going to start scraping down the sides to add in 4 eggs one at a time.
Mhm.
And in the end, you're going to get a consistency that looks like this in this bowl here. So a really creamy, light, luscious texture that's going to be perfect for this cake.
Luscious texture. I like that. That's good.
Yum. What comes next?
So after you do this, the next thing you're going to want to do is put in your dry ingredients. Now, this is the perfect part to kind of bring the kids in because you're going to be using a little bit of math, a little bit of real world techniques here. So, using all that school knowledge that they're going to have into one part. So, you're going to combine all purpose flour, almond flour, and baking powder.
Mhm.
Now, since this is
Mm.
going to have a lot of different measurements in it, so you're going to be using cups and 1/4 and teaspoons, this will really allow them to see the tactical way that fractions that they may be learning in school
Yeah,
kind of
Mhm.
apply to baking in real world areas.
I like
And
that.
so
This is
all you're
math
going to
we can all
do
use.
Absolutely.
Finally.
And what's better than like learning math and getting a treat in the process? I know that that's like the best thing that I can imagine. And so all you're going to want to do is just, slowly add in this dry mixture. And of course, you would be doing this in a stand mixer, but you'll want to add in the whole thing here and then start mixing until it all comes together into one smooth consistency. Now, after that, you only have one more step to go, and that's adding in the magic ingredient of milk, almond extract, and vanilla extract right into the baking mixture.
Mm.
So you add that right in and combine that until just smooth. The key here is to not overmix it. So once again, kids can kind of see that, actions in the kitchen may have consequences. If you overmix it, your cake may not turn out as light and fluffy as it can be. And so this is the perfect recipe to kind of bring in all those real world elements to let them see how baking can really transform into everyday kind of things that they're learning at school.
That's
I
awesome.
got
And
to
by the
tell
way,
you.
my kids are acclimated to accidents in the kitchen. So yeah, I don't know if that lesson needs to be taught again, but sure.
I mean, it's good to have a few accidents. Megan, I have been baking since I was a very little girl. And even last night, I tell you what, I learned a lesson just over and over again. You got to be prepared because you have to have not only all the ingredients, but I really think it's better if they're fresh. And last night I tried to substitute something, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it's a big fail because there is chemistry to baking. So much to learn there. And like you said, then you get a treat afterwards. Sean, this
Oh,
is my chocolate chip cookie.
jealousy.
Mm,
So much
so
jealousy.
good.
Listen, if we want to get some great baking recipes to be able to try with our kids at home, where can we
Mm.
go?
Yeah, so you can actually find this wonderful cake
Look
recipe
at
and more at chsugar.com. And so right now they have a fun little back to school tab up in the recipe section that has all these recipes up for breakfast and snacks. Honestly, after this, I think I'm going to try one of their fruit gummy snacks that I saw. They looked really
Mm.
tasty.
awesome, man.
Yeah. And hey, Megan, what are you going to cook that cake on, by the way? 375 or 400 or?
Oh yeah. So I'm sorry. So what you're going to do is cook it on 350 and cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes. And so
Perfect.
at the 25-minute mark, we suggest checking it with a toothpick in the center. And if you poke it and it comes out clean, then your cake is ready to go. You're just kind of looking for that golden brown kind of look to it, like you can see here. And we just topped this at the end with a little bit of that powdered sugar and some sliced almonds just for some texture and some nice little bite once you dive into the cake. Yes, perfect.
Thanks for the recipe, sweetie.
It's great having you, Megan. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really loved being here.
All right. If you want to get more
Sean.
recipes, go to chsugar.com. That is
Okay.
torture. CNH Sugar, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.
Sean, you can have any.